All right, give it to me.
The following contains offensive language and spoilers. Listener discretion is advised. Dan, dan, na, 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 didn't. Sucking on a chili dog. Sucking on a chili dog. Sucking on a chili dog. Sucking on a chili dog.
Nothing.
Jack and Diane. What's that song go? You never heard of Sucking on a Chili Dog? John Cougar or whatever?
I think I tried my best not to.
Well, good for you. You should be proud of that.
Welcome back to the Comic Book Bullies. No Bully, almost Leroy, a.k.a. No Banner, Only Hulk, with my co-host.
Oh, hey, I'm on. Oh, I didn't got my.
Oh,
no. Pay no attention to the guy behind the curtain. All right. Yeah, this is Eli, a.k.a. Bespin Broccoli.
Yeah, exactly. Y'all want to see what Eli looks like? You got to subscribe to our Patreon.
Yeah, I'd say that costs money.
Yeah, exclusive feet pics on there too. So yeah,
the VIP subscription.
Right. Bullies After Dark. Also, and our third co-host, the AI, they're back. Okay, I thought they forsaken us, but they're back. So yeah.
All hail the Doombots.
Yep. Okay, Eli, I'm not going to screw this up, but I'm going to try it anyway. Okay. So we're also going to start the show. Like I said, you see the thumbnail. We're going to give it to you. We're also going to give you a review of Batman, the K Crusader. Look at that.
Ooh, look at that.
Okay.
Look at graphics.
We're also going to give you a review of Star Wars, The Ninth Jedi. Yeah, look at that. And we're also going to give you a review in the video game section about Halo Combat Evolved. I couldn't find a fancy logo of that one, so I said, sure, I didn't care, But meanwhile, while we're getting everything set up, I want y'all to smash that like button. Ooh, look at that.
Wow.
Eli, we are well-oiled machine going right now. I'm telling you.
The production value, yeah.
Exactly. That's where all the money goes. Zero. But yeah. All right. So, but before we get into all that, we got to start off our due diligence. We got to give you your favorite part of the podcast, Eli, the #1 box office of the week.
I don't know. Is it Spider-Man again?
Let's see. What is it this week? It is Spider-Man, of course. Yeah. Spider-Man.
Oh, good. Look at that.
Yeah. Like running completely away with it. Even though I think the Odyssey, it also did, bam, $1 billion. 1.1 billion. So Odyssey's at $1 billion. Spider-Man is way past being all like that. So Tom Holland has.
There you go.
Oh, well, Tom Holland, Zendaya, and John Bernthal have $2 billion movies in the theater at the same time. I don't know if that's ever happened before, but nice to know. We didn't have a chance to list we didn't have the accurate numbers of Spider-Man Brand New Day last week. So we didn't know where it finished off at. But now we have the numbers because the moment we stopped the podcast, the numbers came in. So Spider-Man Brand New Day is the highest grossing opening weekend domestic box office of all time.
Of all time.
Of all time. It beat Avengers Endgame, beat Titanic, beat Avatar, beat whatever. It's the #1 of all time. It is one of the fastest grossing movies of all time also. They're saying this might be the first $3 billion movie.
No shit.
That's what they're saying. So we'll see. It's okay. Hold on, I'm gonna give you some numbers right here. It is already at, in case you want to know, 1.6 billion within a week.
Damn.
Yeah. So
worldwide,
people like Spider-Man.
They do.
Yeah. So yeah.
So, even in China, huh?
Even China. Hey, there's nothing in that movie that will piss off China. So yeah. So I guess China loves it also. I guess we're back.
So China doesn't like Star Wars though.
They don't like Star Wars. So yeah. But Spider-Man gets a pass. So yeah. So I guess we're good on that. So I guess now we can jump into the podcast. We're gonna talk into it. We actually got a lot of stuff I got to talk about. Eli got to talk about. So let's talk about it. First thing we're gonna do is talk about Batman, the Cape Crusader. Now, I know nobody knows what we're talking about because everybody is Spider-Man out right now. All they care about is Spider-Man and nothing else. But we're going to talk about it. So, Batman, the Cape Crusader is, I guess, cartoon that came out, Came out last year. This is season 2 of it.
No, it came out 2 years ago.
Really?
That's how it is now. You got to wait 2 years between seasons these days.
That's insane, man. Okay, so 2 years ago, it came, and it's on Amazon Prime. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Amazon Prime, it was made by some of the team that made the original Batman the animated series. When I say some of the team, not all the team, because they want you to think it was all the team, but it wasn't. It was made by because the animated series was made by like two geniuses that people think about it: Paul Dini and Bruce Timm. Paul Dini's not back, so we just got Bruce Timm. And I'll be honest with you, Eli, I don't like Bruce Timm. I never liked Bruce Timm. Bruce Timm has been doing like a bunch of stuff with DC without Paul Dini, and I honestly, all the stuff he's made is garbage to me. That's just me. And on top of that, let's take a look at Bruce Timm. I hate to throw this on the bus, but he just gives me that vibe, Eli. Like if Chris Hansen was like show up and do a stuff,
Riddler vibes.
Not Riddler vibes, no. like I was just saying, like if Chris Hansen show up at his doorstep right now, I would not be shocked. That's all I'm saying. Or if you find some stuff on the internet on his laptop, I wouldn't be shocked. That's just me. He gives off that vibe to me, and especially since the weird shit he's been like making with DC, I'm just like, you not beating the allegations. So yeah. So here we go, season 2 of this one. And if you wonder what I thought about the first season, I hated it. That's just me.
Did you hate it?
I did hate it. Yes, I did. I almost hated it as much as that Spider-Man family-friendly neighborhood thing.
I remember. I think I enjoyed it for the. There was some weird stuff like female penguin and kind of weird, but I think I enjoyed it for the most part.
See, there you go. Yeah, I wasn't going to talk about that, but you made me talk. I'm going to talk about it now. So yeah, that whole female penguin shit got on my nerves. Here's the problem about this, because I remember it was 2 years ago. So the landscape of entertainment has changed in just 2 years immediately. Because I get that the show is trying to do a revamp and a relaunch and reimagining of these classic Batman characters. But the relaunch and the revamps were lazy. Because all they were doing was like, let's just make everybody a fat chick, and call it a day, And I was just like, can you do anything more reimagining with that? Can you do more inventive with that? Like, nah, she's fat now. Or she's a woman now. We're just good like that. Well, can you do anything with this character? Why? We did it. So yeah. So
you're not supposed to fap to her anymore.
I promise you I'm not doing this shit. I'm not pissed because Sydney Sweeney is not Harley Quinn or shit like that. I'm just saying, if you're gonna change a character up, do something with the character. Don't just do it and be like, well, that's it. Or do even less with the character you would have did before. Like, do something with the character to make them interesting. And they didn't do that. Now I know I sound like Cartman, put a chicken and make her gay from South Park, whatever like that. But I'm just saying, that's one thing. But in this season, Eli, I feel like they did take a step further than just let's just change the aesthetic. I feel like they did reinvent these characters some kind of way. For instance, let's see if I can throw this on here. I'm gonna screw this up. Oh, where? Here? Hey, I did it every time. Riddler. One of my favorite things they did with this show is what they did with Riddler. Here's the thing. Riddler tells no riddles on this show.
He's just a gangster?
He's just a gangster. But here's the thing. Since he runs around with a Tommy gun all the time and shoots everything up, he riddles you with bullets. That's why they call him the Riddler. So I was like, you know what? I'm okay with that. I'm cool with that. I'll ride with that. And another thing they did on this show right here, let me see if I think I'm going to mess this up. No. Okay. Because one of the most inventive things they did on this show was my favorite. Oh, not that guy. Fuck him. One of my favorite episode they did on this show was the whole religion Church of Barbados on there.
Okay.
So I was like, oh damn, they doing Barbados. Oh, Barbados. What do you
Barbados.
Barbados. Not Barbados, the island, shit like that. Barbados. So I was like, oh damn, they doing Barbados. I was like, okay, so they going deep in the woods with this one. So we know about Barbados. For those who don't know about Barbados, so the Barbados really tests your limit of how much you know about Batman, because there's like a iceberg level of Batman where most comic book fans know about Dark Knight's Metal. Well, Barbados was the Bat God or Bat Demon that assembled all the evil Batmen to take over the world. We know about that. Okay. But let's go a little bit deeper. Let's go to Grant Morrison, Batman, with his run. Because in his run, there was a evil cult, religious cult, that basically said that Batman was the avatar of Barbados.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't know how deep it was, because the thing is, Batman is not the avatar of Barbados. Batman is Barbados.
Yeah. They're basically ripping off the shitty origin story of Michael Myers.
kind of like that. Yeah, but
The
like I said,
Cult
let's
of
go
Thorn, the worst
right.
part of the Halloween series.
The prophecy and all this stuff like that. It's all there
Yeah,
like that. Like
Michael
I said,
Myers is the avatar of all evil, whatever pagan demon shit. That's stupid. It's stupid.
and they were
Ruin the
doing that.
series.
And they would do the same thing with Batman also. Because let's go a
Yeah,
little bit deeper with Batman. Like I said, when he fought this evil cult that basically saying that he was the Avatar Barbatos, that's right after that he beat them. He fought Darkseid, killed Darkseid, and Darkseid, of course, put him back in time and shit like that. So jumping back through time, what Batman was doing, he was like leaving like legends and news and basically worshipers behind everything he was doing because every time, every so 100 years or like that, because Batman kept popping up in different time periods, they were like, oh, the Bat did this and the Bat did that. So Batman was creating his own religion, not even knowing that.
yeah.
So yeah, so by the time he came back to the regular time, that same cult that he was fighting with, he didn't know that he was the one technically that accidentally created the cult in the first place.
God
So,
bless you, Grant Morrison.
and that's what Grant Morrison did. So yeah, so Batman accidentally became a god and started his own religion. He didn't know
Sometimes he just doesn't know when to quit.
that. And so that's the thing, like that. I was like, wow, Grant Morrison. Okay, so yeah. So for those who don't, please read that Grant Morrison. It'll explain it or make you even more confused. I don't know. Choose your own adventure with that. So yeah. Other stuff. Let's go past that. So we talk about that. Other reinventions that they did on there. The Spectre was one of the bad
Okay.
guys in one of the episodes. So what they did with Spectre, the Spectre was a zombie, but
Okay,
he had final destination powers.
that's cool.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. So when he look at you, you'll die, but you'll die like in you slipped on a hammer or some shit like that. Some weird shit like that.
A banana peel and
Banana peel, something like that. Like,
yeah,
and then he just moves on to what the fuck he was doing. So what else we got here?
fell off the
Uh
roof and then into a cart of mouse traps that
yeah.
runs
So
over a
like, okay, it's
stick of
kind of
dynamite.
cool. I'm kind of enjoying this shit right here, We talk about the Riddler. Let's talk about Carrie Kelly. She was on there.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah, she was the Great Ghost. So
oh,
yeah. And they
okay.
asked me, that
Wow.
yeah, they know
So
something.
he's like, so this series is like a Grant Morrison.
Kind of like that. But the thing is, like, you remember how on The Dark Knight Returns when they did that pose, like Harry Kelly and Batman did that pose, they did the pose on this.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, they go pretty deep with that. The Mad Hatter. See, that's like if you change up a character, now that's what I'm saying. I'm not pissed because they race changed. They race swapped Mad Hatter. But what they did with the character, I like. Because she was like a talk show host or some shit like that, just spewing evil shit about Batman.
Hattie's Tea Party.
Hattie's Tea Party, yeah.
That's
She was
clever.
like Hattie something, whatever like that. So the Mad Hatter, but I kind of liked it. So yeah. Now, that being said, I think I'm gonna get to the worst. No. Oh, also, I'm gonna show you another character. This character. Now, you're gonna think this is Poison Ivy.
I was about to say, is that Poison Ivy?
It's not Poison Ivy.
Is it the Joker?
No, because I would hate this fucking show if they did that. No. This is Rose and Thorn or Thorn.
Oh, that's some deep shit right there.
It's some deep shit right there. This is Green Lantern's baby mama, not the one y'all know, Alan Scott. The gay one.
That's way too deep for me, man.
Yeah. So the gay,
You lost me on that one.
yeah, the gay Green Lantern, that's his baby mama. So
Okay.
I'm not gonna explain it. You get it. Okay. Deep cut, but that's what it is. So everybody thinks it's Poison Ivy, not Poison Ivy. So yeah. Now, the worst person in this show, to me, Joker.
Okay.
Completely fell flat. Completely fell flat. First off, he didn't even laugh in the show. Didn't tell a joke. No repercussion. He was super serious the whole time in the show. So it's like, what's the point if you just gonna act like Batman? The whole point you're supposed to be like the, yin yang, heads and tails, or whatever. So what they did with that, he was just like, he basically came off like a German scientist or some shit like that. He had like a German accent, kind of like Red Skull or some shit, And I was just like, I don't know, this joke ain't working for me. He ain't funny, he ain't laughing, he ain't hysterical, shit like that. Now he was giving Batman the business. He could fight and shit like that, so I give him that much. But I was just like, you gotta be more, I don't know, energetic. You gotta bounce off Batman. I don't feel like he did that. So to me, and at first they made Joker kind of like too overpowered on the show because basically, I'm gonna spoil the show for you. All right, all those villains I named and shit like that, like, oh, they're cool villain here, cool villain here. Joker killed all of them. Not Batman.
No shit.
Joker killed them. Yeah. So basically, it was like the whole. By the time he got to the Joker was like, it was me, Batman. It was me, the author of your pain, and I did all this shit like that. Like, okay, why you gotta be over everything? Like, why you just can't be Joker? But no, he's got to be the mastermind behind everything. He's setting up everything from the beginning and setting all the pieces together, and everything's falling in dominoes and shit like that. And I was like, okay, we're doing this thing again. So, okay. All right, Blowfield.
According to my design.
Yeah, Palpatine and shit like that. I hate it when they do that shit, man, where he's so, like, mastermind and methodical, almost like he's a precog, or like tell the future shit like that. Like, I don't do the Joker like that, man. But whatever. He was there. But that's what I got. Like I said, the show was an improvement to me over the first and the second season. It like they actually put, thought and, time into this show where like, let's just race swap and just gender swap everybody, just call it a day. Which to me, that shit is lazy. I know we're not allowed to say that shit, but that shit is lazy as fuck when they do this shit. Like, you can do it, but do something else with it. That's all I'm saying. So, better show, better action. As a bunch of those episodes, I do remember with the first season. I remember any of those episodes.
Come to think of it, I don't remember much of the first season. I mean, it was 2 years ago.
Right. It was 2 years ago, so it takes time on it like that. But I'm just saying, like, this show left no impact on me whatsoever. I was just like, y'all could have did more with this. I just remember Lady Penguin. It's like, okay.
Yeah, I remember Lady Penguin.
Mm-hmm.
I thought wasn't there some shit with their sons that I thought was pretty interesting, but that's all about I don't remember.
Mm-hmm. Two-Face sucked, so it was like, and I'll be honest with you, I tell you, but the Bruce Timm thing, the Bruce Timm experiment, I'm over it. I don't even like his art style anymore. I think shit lazy as hell. Yes, it was cool 30 years ago. I'm not fucking with it now. I'm sorry. Please get somebody else on this shit. That's all I'm saying. I don't know. But I do recommend this season. Fuck the first season, but I do recommend this season. So yeah. All right, let me say we move to the next part.
Slap a score.
3.5 out of 5. It would be high if you get Bruce Timm the fuck up out of here. Damn. So, where's Chris Hemsworth when you need him? So yeah. All right. So what you got next?
Oh, I guess I'll do the Star Wars. The Star Wars anime series.
Yes. Are you sneaking in some anime? Are we the anime bullies now?
I guess so.
Okay. I see what you're doing, trying to raise our profile. Okay.
So Star Wars: The Ninth Jedi, or Star Wars Vision presents The Ninth Jedi. So, so for those who don't know, there's a show on Disney Plus called Star Wars Visions, which is an anthology series. It's an animation anthology series, where Lucasfilm
for a while.
Yeah, there's like 3 seasons now. Where like different animation studios have done their own standalone Star Wars episode, and non-canon, of course, So they're just kind of experimenting and did some stuff. And there's some really cool stuff on there. It's one of the coolest things Disney has put out as far as Star Wars is concerned, And I always said the Star Wars animation projects are a lot cooler than the live action stuff, the movies and all that, and the live action series. So a couple, like The Ninth Jedi was like a couple of episodes on that Vision series, and they let them do their own series based on those couple of episodes. They introduced those characters in those episodes on the Vision, on Star Wars Visions, and now we have a whole series, a whole 8-episode series. And I watched it, and I watched it all. I binge watched it. It took me a couple of days, but I it's not that's rare where I will do that, where I will binge watch a whole show in a couple of days. Or an anime series. Well, this was only 8 episodes. Most anime series are like 20 something.
Right.
So yeah, I could handle 8 half-hour episodes. So yeah. So this is a non-canon storyline. It kind of suggests that it takes place in a far distant future from the Skywalker saga, but it doesn't really say anything. And there's no references to Skywalker, to any of the legacy characters, any of the locations, any of the planets. Even the ship designs are different. There's no TIE fighters, there's no X-Wings, there's no Millennium Falcons, there's none of that. B-Wings, Y-Wings, none of that. No Death Star. There's a thing similar to those, but it's all new stuff.
Which says not canon, so they don't have to do like a BBY thing and all this.
Yeah. They don't name the timeline. It's not, how many years BBY or ABY or whatever. You know what I mean? So yeah. And in this timeline, the Jedi are like a myth of the past. They're not around anymore. They're kind of passed into legend. But there's a few Force sensitive beings that are starting to bring the Jedi Order back. So yeah, that's pretty much the concept. It is kind of does touch on some of those familiar Star Wars tropes, such as there's a young Jedi, learning the ways of the Force. There's an evil empire trying to take over the galaxy. Those familiar Star Wars cliches are there, but they kind of run with it in their own way and make it fresh and new, which is what I thought was really cool. So it centers around Lakara. She is a young Jedi Padawan. She's the daughter of a sabersmith who has this shady past. And she's part of this small band of Jedi of they're trying to bring back a new Jedi Order, and they're trying to stop this, new villain from taking over the galaxy, and the villain is dressed all in black. He's got a black mask. He kind of looks like Kylo Ren,
Okay.
And he talks in the deep voice and stuff. And of course, he takes his mask off, and he's got white hair. I'm sure he's going to be the hot anime boy that all the anime fans are going to love.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, and he's overpowered as fuck,
Pushing past and shit.
Yeah. And he's building a giant Kyber cannon. Kyber crystal cannon. He's searching for Kyber crystals so he can build this cannon that can destroy planets. So it's another Death Star, only it's a giant cannon.
Gotcha.
So it's, again, those familiar Star Wars tropes are there, But other than that, even though those cliches are there, it still deals with a lot of new concepts and ideas. There's a lot of fantasy elements in this, because mostly Star Wars has always been kind of sci-fi and a little bit of Lord of the Rings sprinkled in. This tips the scales a little bit more, where it's there's dwarves that look like, dwarves from Lord of the Rings. You know what I'm saying? There's a race of duck platypus people that look like they're straight out of, a heavy metal comic or some sort of Conan comic. You know what I mean? Like a sword and sorcery type of, story, fantasy realm, Magic the Gathering or whatever, so there's a lot of castles and stuff like that, so it really dives into the fantasy sword and sorcery tropes and stuff. But it also builds on ideas of, taking the concepts of the Force and, building on that. Lightsabers, the different colors of the lightsabers reflect the Jedi's personalities and their emotions,
Like purple.
Yeah. So and it's for everybody. If you turn on your lightsaber and it's blue, well, you're on the light side. It's green, it's on the light side. But if it's red, then you're pissed off or you're angry or you're fearful or whatever. That's the dark side. And that goes for everybody.
Leads to suffering.
Yeah, that goes for everybody. Even a Sith Lord will pick up a saber and he'll turn it on and it's blue.
Yes.
So it's so it's sort of the lightsaber is reflecting the present emotion at the time. You turn it on. So yeah, there's it started out kind of slow. I mean, it started out with the cliches, the Star Wars tropes, but then after by the second and third, fourth episodes, it started to find its stride and got better. The animation is really cool. It's all hand drawn, none of this AI shit, which is refreshing. The locations and the landscapes feel new. They're not digital. That's the thing. We talked about like the Mando and Grogu movie and how it felt like a TV show. It felt like those are digital environments. You can just tell they're in a digital environment. They're acting on a green screen, and yes, there's an artistry behind that to making these backgrounds, but that show those backgrounds look like the same backgrounds that's on the Clone Wars or the Maul show, those digital artificial environments they're just starting to bleed together and look the same, you know. So like even when you watch the Mando movie, it looks like you're watching a video game cutscene. You know what I mean? So it's kind of refreshing to see like hand-drawn animation. You know, I mean, there's some digital stuff thrown in. There's some digital 3D models of ships that kind of blend into the scenes, but it is hand-drawn animation. You know, so that feels kind of fresh and new. You know, so yeah, even though it dealt with like Star Wars tropes, it does take these new ideas into new territory, you know, sort of explaining or exploring the concepts of the Force, the light side and the dark side, you know, especially the colors. Like I said, the colors of the lightsaber, blue and green are like light side colors, you know, how you're feeling at that present moment. Then red is like you're angry and pissed off and rageful and vengeful. But then there's silver. That means like you're enlightened, you're all powerful. So there's a silver color. And I think that's just me, and this might piss off people, and I don't give a shit, but that might hint towards gray Jedi. Just saying. Me off, so yeah. You know, and that's what I'm saying is this is exploring new ideas of like the Star Wars universe. You know, you have the Jedi, you know, the concepts of the light side and the dark side, you know, and how they, you know, that's always been a like a theme in Star Wars, the Star Wars saga of like good guys can become bad guys become good guys, empires become you know, rebellions become empires. You know, there's always that sort of you know, the yin and yang of the duality of morality. That rhymes. But you know what I'm saying? That they always kind of touched on that. But I feel like this show explores it deeper, you know, because there's a bounty hunter that says, "Oh, you're a Jedi. Jedi and Sith are the same." And they're like, "No, Jedi fight for good." I was like, Jedi and Sith both leave violence in their wake. Like, right. What? Just because you kill people for freedom makes your murder justifiable? You know, and now he's talking to a Jedi. You know,
they're fighting to be the best.
Yeah, you know. So, like, yeah, you know, just because you're fighting for a good cause, you're killing for a good cause. It's still killing. You're still creating violence and destruction. You know. So I feel like yes, this series goes places that the movies and the other shows don't go. You know, because they talk about, you know, how Jedis are supposed to cut off your emotions. You're not supposed to have emotions. Cut yourself off, you know, because emotions will lead to anger and hate, which leads to the dark side, blah, 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 blah. And then the Jedi or the Sith are all about emotion and passion and, you know, and using your emotion, using your anger for power and stuff, you know. So that goes for both. Like at one point, Lakara she goes off and like takes out a whole squad of bad guys, and her lightsaber turns red. And she's the good guy, and her and she gets scared, like, oh shit, you know. So like it's just like everybody is capable of light and dark, you know, and that's just a truth, you know, a simple truth of nature that I feel you know, very philosophical kind of idea. But this show deals with that. This show goes deeper, and because like I feel like the movies and the shows just kind of like skim over this. I feel like they're going deeper into that, you know, and how the balance, how do you balance that? You know, how do you balance the light? Because everybody's capable of both. Everybody's got anger and rage, and we all got happiness and compassion. Everybody's got that. It's just how do you balance that? So I know for a lot of Star Wars fans, they're very rigid and possessive in their understanding of the Force. No, there's no gray Jedi. You can't blah, 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 blah. That's not Lucas never said that, blah, 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 blah. But right. Lucas is old now. And yeah, Lucas is old now, and you can evolve. I'm just saying now, you know, we've seen Star Wars has gotten stagnant. It's time to evolve shit. It's time to bring newer ideas into this. And that's what I feel this show did. You gave another creative team keys to the sandbox or keys to the toy box or whatever. And this is what they came up with. And I thought it was like, yeah, I thought it was really cool. There's no Skywalker shit. There's no legacy characters. You know, this feels like something new. This, you know, something fresh. And that's what I think what happens when you give another creative mind, you know, the freedom to do something with these ideas, you know. And the animation is cool. When we talk about I know you bitch about like the lightsaber duels nowadays, You know,
I mean, in live action, yes.
yeah, the live action duels, yes, they're slow, they're bulky and slow, you know. But this is like Ninja Scroll type sword fights and shit.
And I think they said something like Disney is using heavier lightsabers for some reason.
Yeah, because of the lighting. Yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah, that's
so they're actually using lightsabers that have the real lights in them for lighting purposes. And yes,
and
they do.
Heavier is making them.
Yeah, so they're not. Yeah, so I mean, it looks cool on film, especially the close-ups. You know, when the lights are reflecting off the characters' faces, it looks cool. Because before they just
had
used.
Sticks.
They had kendo sticks. They just added the lightsaber glows in post,
right?
You know, and that. But yeah, they're doing it. They're actually using real lights and real heavier sabers. So yeah, the duels are slower. But in this, it's anime. I mean, it's like Attack on Titan type of action scenes and shit. So it's really cool. I really dug on this. I think this should have been the sequel series. You know, because it is new. It is new. It's all new characters. And even though I'm saying, oh yeah, it had some those old Star Wars tropes, but that was the familiarity. That's okay. This is something familiar. This is what fans can latch on to because this is what we know. And then it takes those tropes, it takes those cliches, and goes into new areas, new directions. You know, which is what I feel this needs to go. Star Wars needs to go someplace new. You know, we're milking the same old stuff for the past 40, 50 years now, going on 50 years, Jesus, you know, and I thought this was really good. I mean, and like I said, Star Wars Visions is full of really cool stories. Yeah, they're non-canon, but it's really cool stories. And the fact that they let this happen, that they let this series happen, it's cool. It gives me hope, and I hope they do more stuff like this. You know, we've seen Andor, and we're like, yeah, Andor doesn't have any lightsabers. It doesn't even. The only one time you hear the Force is when somebody says, "May the Force be." Was it Princess Leia's dad at the end? Told Andor, "May the Force be with you," and he's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Like, you know, that's how far removed the Jedi were from that time.
Because the Empire basically just like crushed any even notion of them. So,
yeah. And Bail Organa, that was his name. But that's the thing is those old Bail Organa and you know and Mon Mothma, they worked with the Jedi. They know what the Jedi are capable of. Here's a whole generation of people that they never saw what they were capable of, never saw what the Force could do. So they had no hope, you know. So for when he said that was kind of a profound moment in Andor. But anyways, I digress. But either way, that was like a new idea, a new concept, you know. Which is why Andor was so cool, you know. And I guess that's what I'm digging about this is like it's not weighed down by the Star Wars saga and kind of shoehorned into certain things that they were able to just explore new ideas, you know, and it keeps it fresh. You know, they don't specifically say, yeah, this is a great Jedi and blah, 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 you know, but they're just hinting at that. You know, don't say, hey, we're going to be a great Jedi order. No, they're like, oh, how do you balance the light and the dark? How do you do that? You know, like I said, everybody's capable of that. Everybody's got those negative and positive energies inside them, you know, negative and positive emotions. You know, how do you balance the positive and the negative aspects of your life, your emotion, you know, your morality? And that's just a cool question that I guess Star Wars has always sort of pondered, but, you know, because it's meant for kids, they don't go that deep into it. This series does go deep. You know, everybody's got a shady past in this show. It's not all, you know, clear cut, light and dark, you know. So a lot of middle ground, a lot of gray area. No pun intended. But yeah, I dug on this. I thought it was really cool. It was paced really well. You know, like I said, eight episodes. They're all only half hour long. Every time an episode ended, I wanted to see the next one. You know, yeah, there really was no lulls for me. It does go into flashbacks of certain characters and their past and why they do things, their motivations, and they're all justified in doing what they do. Even the bad guy. The bad guy was an ex-Jedi, you know, a former Padawan that witnessed his master kill his master, you know, so put him on the wrong path. very Kylo Renish, whatever. But yeah, this was great. This was awesome. I really dug it, and it gives me hope. After watching the Mando movie, where I'm like, I was like, wow, that was really cool. So yeah, I'll give this 4.5 out of 5.
Nice. I'm glad you like your show better than I did. But I like my show, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it had like the first couple episodes were a little bland, but just because they're building a new world and you're trying to get used to stuff. I do suggest watching those 2 episodes from Visions before. That'll give you a little bit of a background to this series. Mm-hmm. But you could, like, if you've never seen Star Wars and you started watching this show could be a cool jumping on point to introduce you to the saga. So yeah.
Okay. Nice. All right. Moving on past that, I'm going to briefly talk about this topic also. X-Men 97. Because we ain't talked about this show in about a
few weeks now.
I think both of us might have dropped it. I don't know. But yeah, that's going on right now with X-Men 97. We've been talking about it. But honestly, the way I feel about this show is that Eli, I don't know, this show is like losing steam for me. I don't know.
It is, yeah.
And now you can say that maybe we're feeling the effects that Bo DeMayo is already gone, but they say his name is on the writing credit, but you think his name's on the writing credit, but it's like, I don't know, it felt like something's missing. I don't know, like the first season had me, I was ready to see every episode, binge episode, and now this one just feels like either like the episodes go by too fast or the episode ends just like, what the fuck was that?
Okay.
This episode I was like, what the fuck just happened?
Okay, good, because I was kind of feeling the same way, but I thought, yeah, this is getting a little too X-Men-y for me, because I'm not the biggest X-Men fan. And I was like,
you think I love everything, so of course I was just gonna be jumping over the moon for this shit. Like,
yeah, and I was like, okay, this is getting a little too, why I'm not an X-Men fan,
right?
So yeah, I'm okay. I guess it's that you feel the same way then. You feel.
I do feel the same. I mean, I'm watching it out of obligation, but it's like, it's not grabbing. His thing, I like it, but I don't love it. If that makes me sense.
Like I started picking up my phone after a while. Like, okay, Polaris is here, and
They keep throwing in more and more characters. Like,
what is this?
I'm just like, okay, can we get focused?
What happened to Apocalypse and shit? And
I mean, he's there doing shit.
Yeah, like whatever. I feel like we're going on more. Yeah, they're introducing more characters that I'm not familiar with, and
So that's my thing. But I didn't want to talk about this shit. I just want one thing on this. Everybody's going crazy over how Nightcrawler's like beating shit out of the X-Men by himself. Oh, because he was mind controlled by Gambit. I'm not gonna explain it. I don't really give a fuck. Point is, he was beating shit out of everybody. It was like, oh, if he just cuts loose, he can beat everybody's ass. Not really. Because after he did all this shit, the part that y'all don't talk about is just overlook or anything like that. Jubilee beat his ass. So, and that was it. Y'all don't bring that shit up. Y'all just bring up with him whooping everybody's ass. Bring up both parts. So shit. They make it seem like he's some kind of Omega level motherfucker that just can't be stopped because they absolutely stopped him. They beat his ass. Jubilee beat his ass. So, that's all I got. I don't know about that. I don't know what to talk about this show. All I know is that next episode is the last episode we're supposed to do. That's the thing. I don't even know what they're supposed to be doing in the last episode. Who they fighting? Where they going? What they're supposed to be doing? I don't even know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Well, one more episode, we're gonna find out. So shit, I don't know. Rob Liefeld said it's gonna be some big shit happening. So I don't know if I trust him or not. Yeah. Anyway, moving past that, we're gonna talk about something. I want to lead into that to talk about some other X-Men. Eli, have you heard about all the casting choices? I mean, casting like confirmations of X-Men they've been putting out. Not
really, no.
Okay, a bunch of people have been cast. I forgot who they named. It doesn't really matter. Honestly, I don't really give a shit who they cast so there. We only care about one person getting cast, and they got to nail this right. Storm. That is it. I don't give a fuck who Cooper Flag is playing, what White Queen or White Knight or whatever the fuck. I don't give a fuck about any of the people like that. Nail Storm, and you got it right. Because remember, Marvel, y'all on thin ice with black people. we learned that the hard way, Eli, when I posted that reel this morning. I didn't know how sensitive a topic that was like that. So it is imperative, Marvel, that y'all get Storm right. So, and
Eli, fan caster, who you want?
No. I'm not even gonna fan cast. I'm not even fan cast, Eli, because it's getting very, very loud that they saying they might announce the Storm actress this week.
It'll be Zendaya.
Probably. Hey, she's at what, 2.5 billion right now in the box office right now? Easy right there.
She'll be a variant, yeah.
The Zendaya cinematic universe. But
Yeah.
oh, so here's who they saying, who they pick, Eli. They're saying this is a lock. They're saying this might get announced either tomorrow or sometime the day after that. They're saying it's gonna be Jimmy Lawson.
I don't know who that is.
You know who that is.
Do I?
Yeah, you know who that is.
Okay.
Perlene from Sinners.
Oh,
Yeah.
what else was she in? She was in something else.
Your favorite movie, The Batman.
Oh,
She's
okay.
the mayor. Most people
Yeah.
don't know that, but she's already in DC. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah. So like I said, Jamie. And here's the thing: Jamie Lawson is like the number one pick. The internet has been screaming for her to be Storm ever since she popped on the scene for like the whole year. Like, we want her. We want her. Here's the thing, Eli. I feel like if they don't announce her, it's gonna be right in the street. That's what we're gonna be just flipped over to just tear up cars and shit like that. So it's really gonna be very imperative. Marvel does not fuck this up. We don't care who else you get. We don't care who's playing Cyclops or Kitty Pryde or some bullshit like that. Get Storm right. That's all we care about. Nail that and we're good. And Eli, I'll be honest with you. I called this shit at the beginning of the year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll even put up a tweet. Wrong tweet. But still, you get what I mean. So get that shit right and you're good. Okay. You move on past that.
Sure.
Okay. Now we're gonna move to the video game section. Because I know you had some Fatal Fury video game here. Eli, I think we're converting people over to Fatal Fury. Because we talk about it so much, people are like, well, let me just see what's going on like that. Because somebody called me up the other day, they're like, hey man, this Fatal Fury game is actually pretty good. Y'all need to get on Fatal Fury, man.
It is
Anyway,
fun. It's
fun.
a little. It can be challenging, but it's fun.
Yeah, I'm just saying, y'all need to jump on it, man. Just don't let good games pass by when the game actually comes out. But anyway, video game section. I played a game, a new old game. I played Halo Campaign Evolved. Yeah, just the difference. So the difference is, and I'm gonna see if I can throw some footage up here. Bam. Oh, look at that. Okay, let's talk about it. So here's what I thought about Halo going into it. Like I said, this is a remake. Not even a remake, it's a remaster of the old game that we played back in 2001. So yes, this is the 25th. This game came out 25 years ago.
Holy
So
shit.
yeah. So what they did is that they completely redid the graphics and also like that. Like, see these graphics right here, Eli? It's how I thought the game looked back in 2021, but when I played the game back in 2021 real quick, it'll look like this. So it's okay like that. It's just the Unreal Engine 5 and all this shit like that. So yeah, you got these pretty ass graphics. They do some, playing around with the gameplay on it also. Like I said, this game came back in 2021. Back in 2021, this gameplay was revolutionary, what they did back then. Now in 2026, not so much. You can do so much shit in 2026 now with video games and first-person shooters that even now with all the stuff they did, the gameplay still kind of feels old, archaic. This what your granddad played, the shit like that. That's what I played. So the kids playing at that, I don't know if they can get into this. This is specifically made for old motherfuckers like me. They changed up some shit where you can run in the game. Now, back in 2001, you couldn't run in this game. You had health packs in the game. You didn't hide behind a wall and just recharge shit like that. No, you had health packs shit like that. They have not new guns, but basically the guns that they had in the other Halo games that they didn't have in the first game, they're in this game now. So it's almost like what they wanted to do in the game back in 2001, but they couldn't do. But they're doing it now. So, like I said, this game is still hard as hell. I'm playing on normal, getting my ass kicked. So, and not even trying like the hard difficulty levels like legendary stuff like that. So I can't even imagine what that's like. So, yeah, it's pretty rough. What else I got about this game? The storyline. I forgot how good the storyline. Eli, you gotta understand. Back in 2001. This was my shit. This was like my Star Wars, my all this shit. I was into this shit like that. And when I play it, I realized how much it ripped off Star Wars and Aliens. It's very much like Aliens.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, whole space moves and shit like that. The beginning of the game, they're on the run from a bigger spaceship, just like there was in A New Hope in Star Wars. That's how the game starts off. Like, I didn't even know Halo stories, so that's how it is right now. And then you got this big dude, so damn it, like a Terminator, some shit like that. So yeah. Oh, But yeah, I enjoy the game. I'm playing the game strictly for the storyline because I forgot how good the storyline was. And if you don't know the story of the Halo, I'm not gonna spoil it for you. But like they're on this thing. Like first of all, I just love looking at Halo, like the whole ring thing right there, because you're on this like floating what the fuck ever, you know. So yeah, I'm loving it. It's giving me nostalgia, if that makes any sense.
Mhm.
Yeah. Now, for other people playing it, you may not get nostalgia. You be like, I want some little more fast pace. I want someone I can run and dip, dive, dive, and all shit like that. That ain't Halo. You didn't do that back in Halo. Halo was a slow, methodical game that you played, you know. But I'm enjoying it. Oh, and it's on PlayStation 5 also. I'm trying to talk to some people, see if I can, because I'm playing on PC and Xbox. Trying to see if I can get with the people I know on PlayStation 5 and see if we can go through the campaign shit like that. Because I think it's like 4 play campaign. Oh, also, there is no multiplayer like versus on this one, which kind of sucks, but you know, it is what it is.
That's all right. I wouldn't have played that anyway.
Oh, that's the whole point. I played that. I barely played the campaign. That's fun. You know what the most fun Halo I've ever had? And Eli, you will never beat this feeling. LAN parties. Are you familiar with LAN parties?
I don't know.
Have you heard of LAN parties?
LAN?
Yeah, LAN. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So for those who don't know what a LAN party is, because like I said, this is some old unk shit that I'm about to talk about right now. But the point was, what we did back then before online was a thing, or like really, really took off, or it wasn't fast enough to play video games on it, we would take our Xbox, go over to the people's houses or meet a
Oh
person, things like that,
yeah.
and we hook up all our Xboxes together, get a whole
Mhm.
bunch of TVs, playing together like that, and we're playing 16-man multiplayer in the same room on the TV. And here's the thing, we're talking shit to each other. No mic, no headset. You can hear me. So when I shoot your ass, I'm standing up in there staring at your ass. You know, this shit was funny. It was a party. You had people bringing drinks and, you know, chips and shit like that. It was a fucking party. So
Chips and dip.
chips and dip. Yeah, I'm telling you, Eli, that most fun video game experience ever having a LAN party. So yeah.
Yeah, I've done that a couple times.
Oh, you done LAN parties? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, these kids don't know, Eli, back in our day.
Yeah, you
They
had
didn't
to
do that.
pack
They
up
could
your
just,
shit.
yeah, they used to go online and shit like that. We didn't have it. We didn't have that luxury.
Even for my kid, we did that. Like he wanted to unlock something on Call of Duty Zombies. It was the what's that fucking Shangri-La Call of Duty Zombies level,
Yeah.
and we needed like 4 of us
Yeah.
to unlock something. Like, and we weren't in the same room. Like a couple of us in the same room, but some of us were upstairs. Some of us are in a bedroom. You know, but we're all like, you know, trying to do, because somebody had to. My job was standing on a stone to keep a door open. I had to step on like a tile to keep one of the cave doors open, and I had to just like fend off zombies as they came along, and while other people were doing other shit. But yeah, you know, that was the only way to unlock it. So yeah, we had to do that.
And y'all all in the same room doing
Yeah,
this.
you know.
Like physically in the same room.
Yeah, we're in the same house.
The same house. Like I said, y'all kids, y'all just don't know about LAN parties, man. They were the shit. So,
Yeah, you
we had
socialize. It's called being social.
yeah, you actually like meet people. Go
Yeah,
somewhere.
you had to leave your house and shit.
Yeah, like these kids don't know about this shit. We had to walk 5 miles in the snow with the Xbox in our hands. So, yeah.
Well, nowadays, you just watch somebody on Twitch.
You ain't even got to play the game, right? Just
watch somebody else play a game. Talk shit to them.
yeah, like this is them now. They're just watching us just do shit right there. In their mind, they played the game.
Yeah.
All right, here we'll do the next part of the podcast.
Sure.
Okay, like I said, this is comic book bullies. We're talking about comic books. We're gonna jump into it. Eli, I'm gonna let you go first. We're gonna see what we got here. So yeah.
I guess I will do Absolute Batman number 22.
Absolute Superman.
Oh, Absolute Superman 22.
Yeah,
Sorry.
okay. I was gonna say because I didn't grab Absolute Batman. So yeah.
Probably the thumbnail I was looking at. The Batman thumbnail.
Yeah.
Is this my book of the week?
Yeah.
This might be my book of the week because this was awesome.
Okay.
So we are introduced to first of all, this kicks off the Brainiac story arc. You know, Absolute Brainiac. He's just been kind of hanging out in the background this whole series. You know, Lazarus Corps was kind of using his program to do shit.
Mhm.
He's fucked with Lex Luthor a while back.
Right.
Well, now he created Metallo.
Oh, we got Absolute Metallo? Okay.
We got Absolute Metallo. So this whole issue is just a fight between Superman and Metallo. Absolute Superman and Absolute versus Absolute Metallo.
Okay.
And it is and the first thing is like Metallo's kicking the shit out of Superman.
Kryptonite heart and all this shit?
Kryptonite heart.
Okay.
Kryptonite blood. Yeah. Kryptonite in his blood. So every time fucking Superman just punches him, makes him bleed, he gets fucked up.
Okay.
You know, Superman.
He is absolute, so you gotta step it up. Okay, yeah.
And it turns out, you know, he's beating the shit out. He gets a licking. At one point, you know, he gets some sunlight to revive himself because he's like almost dead. Like Superman's bleeding out. He's got cracked ribs and shit. You know, Metallo's beating the shit out of him.
Yeah.
And at some point, he gets some sunlight and revives himself a bit. Gives, you know, clocks, you know, punches Metallo. His face mask, the helmet part, falls off of Metallo, and it is revealed to be Christopher Smith.
Peacemaker?
Wait.
Okay. I thought they killed all the Peacemakers.
And they killed Christopher Smith.
Okay.
But Brainiac turned Christopher Smith into Metallo.
Oh, damn. Okay. So
and gave him a kryptonite heart and kryptonite blood.
Okay. Who is Metallo for? I can't remember Metallo's real name. I feel like a fake fan right now because any other time you asked me, I would have told you that. So yeah. Anyway.
So
I got another question. Does Metropolis exist in this absolute? Because I've never seen them in a Metropolis.
Yeah, they do. It does, but they've been all over the place. Because remember, Superman started
shit. Like,
absolute Superman started out like he was in Argentina. He was all over the place, kind of working in poor countries and stuff, helping out poor communities and stuff. But no, and then there was that battle for Smallville at one point. That was a whole arc. Then he was on the moon last issue, but this time I think they're in Argentina.
Okay.
You know, so Superman sees that Metallo is Peacemaker and is you're Christopher Smith.
That's Metallo?
Yeah. And then it goes into the flashback of what happened, how Ra's al Ghul killed Christopher Smith, and then how Brainiac worked on his body, and it gets really like gore, like almost like body horror, like some of this issue, like the stuff that is going on, like what they did to experiment on Christopher Smith to turn him into Metallo. It gets pretty brutal, and even like it even shows like what's going on. Like every time Superman gets hit, every time Metallo starts beating the shit out of Superman, it shows like the effect it's having on Superman's body, like the inside of his veins and inside of his bones getting broken and shit, So it gets pretty like borderline body horror in this issue. So Superman starts like saying, "Hey, you're Christopher Smith. I knew you. I knew your mom. I was at your mom's funeral." Blah 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 blah. It starts basically and says, "No, my name is Metallo. My name is Metallo. No, your name is Christopher Smith." Trying to and he keeps saying that, until finally he gets him to like erase the program, and then at the end, the very end of the, what is your name? What is your name? It's like, I'm Metallo. No, your name is Christopher Smith. And finally he gets him saying, I am Christopher Smith at the end. Kind of like RoboCop, Murphy,
Murphy.
And then, I am Christopher Smith. I do remember. And then the last page is Superman hugging him.
Okay.
And it's like, it's kind of very heartwarming and sad.
Yeah.
Because it reminded me of that interview where, remember that clip we saw of the making of Superman where, James Gunn and Corn Sweat got in the argument over the scene and shit. And, and he was trying to find the motivation for his speech and all that shit. And then there's that one quote that James Gunn had said, like, why do we like Superman? Yeah, it's cool that he's strong. He can punch buildings and he's got heat vision and he can fly and he's got, he's faster than a speeding bullet and all that shit. He's, he's super, he's got all these cool superpowers and shit. able to leap tall buildings, fast in locomotive, all that shit. But that's not why we like him. We like him because he's good. He's a good guy. He cares. He's got empathy. And I felt like this issue really, brought that up, really highlighted that. Because the whole time, Metallo's beating the fuck out of him, and he's got kryptonite blood. Like, he's basically killing Superman. And Superman's like barely holding on, refusing to, he can't really fight back because he's infected with kryptonite. But he keeps saying, you are Christopher Smith. He's like trying to get the guy to remember who he is. So he's being empathetic, even as he's getting the shit beat out of him. And at the end, he finally remembers, and then he hugs him.
Wow. Okay.
So it's like, yeah, Superman is just a good guy. He's just a righteous dude.
Even in Darkseid's absolute universe.
Yeah. Superman is just innately good, inherently good. So, no, I thought that was really cool. And then, of course, Brainiac's like, Superman, I will get that Superman. So Brainiac's going to show up at some point, but this is just, we're going to be launching into, this whole Brainiac story arc. And from what I hear, number 25 is supposed to be like a big something's big's going to happen on issue 25.
I told you about issues 25s.
Yeah.
Just in general, but yeah.
Yeah, so that's a couple more issues, So, but this is great. This is like 4.5, 5 out of 5, 8 out of 5, whatever. Okay. This was really cool. The last few issues of Absolute Superman has just been, they've been just fucking, knocking it out of the park.
I mean, last thing you said, it was in the moon like Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, he was fighting Black Adam on the moon and shit. And like I said, this was all just a fight. This whole issue was just one fight with flashbacks. So yeah, this was dope.
Started off and getting knocked out of building. I mean, it was like the first panel. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, cool shit.
All right. Now while you do Absolute Superman, I'm doing regular ass Batman.
Oh, I read this.
Oh, did you? Okay. All right, cool. You can help me out with this. All right. So like I said, this is Batman issue 12.
Is it 12? Yeah.
But I don't know. So yeah, and this is not the debut because she debuted last issue.
Yeah.
This is the first storyline with this first beginning storyline of
full appearance.
The first full appearance of Verity.
Is that how you say it? Verity? I don't know.
Verity?
I'll look it up. You review. I'll look up the accents. Where do we accent?
ChatGPT. What do they call it? So yeah. So anyway, Batman's new butler. That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alfred died, what? 7 years ago? 8 years ago? In the comics?
It's been a while, yeah.
Killed by Bane. Broke his neck. They have not brought Alfred back. They stuck to their guns. Alfred has not came back since then. And for the most part, Batman's just been kind of just doing his own thing, but now...
Oh, shit. Verity.
Variety?
is a movie with Anne Hathaway coming out this year.
Every movie is Anne Hathaway coming out this year. Anne Hathaway is Storm.
Yeah, psychological thriller.
Might as well. Shit. Anyway, let's get to it. Let's talk about this Batman number 12 with Verity Pennyworth. Okay, so basically, Verity is on the couch sitting with Damian talking. While they're talking, Bruce is in the kitchen with Alfred. Now you say it's not hallucination; it's a hologram or something.
It's like a AI. Yeah.
Okay, so he's not hallucinating. He's there. Okay. All right. So he's talking to Alfred. He's like, Alfred, what the fuck, man? It was like, what? Did you not read my will? He was like, it's on my list. It was on my to-do list. I never got a chance to do
Verity.
it. He was like, okay.
It's Verity.
I think I said that, but oh well.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
I got it wrong. I was saying Verity.
Verity. Okay, the French version. Okay.
The quality or state of being true or real, according to Webster's dictionary.
Which I'm pretty sure that's what it is we're talking about anyway. So yeah. But yeah. So anyway, Bruce said he didn't read the will because it would have been too final.
Yeah.
It would have been too much for read the will because it would be like saying goodbye. So he was like, okay. But anyway, in my will, this is you see something about the Society of the Midnight Key, and like what that is that people like Bruce Wayne will always have to have somebody like Alfred. And Alfred planned ahead of time that if something would happen to him, he had a contingency plan himself of somebody to take care of him. So yeah, like the paperwork's all in there, Bruce Wayne, Master Bruce, So yeah, and Bruce just like, okay, look, I get it. You playing this before you died, Alfred. But here's the thing: you know what we do here. We just can't let just random people just run up in this house and just all of a sudden. So you know how untrustworthy I am. And even if you can sway me, you think Damien's gonna go with this shit? And then we turn to Damien, and he's laughing his ass off with Verity. You're like, wait, hold up, what the fuck? So yeah, so I
Yeah.
guess she is winning him over. You
Yeah.
know. Uh, then we go to Robinson Park, and they're just chilling stuff like that. And you got this chess piece, and this guy playing chess, but it's not a chess piece. It's actually like a poison.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I'm mistaken. So yes, Alfred is a figment of Bruce's imagination.
Oh, would you Google it or look it up?
I just looked it up. Yeah.
I was wondering because nobody can see him. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I
So
mean,
anyway,
he's been like a computer, digital, whatever in other comics, but this one,
yeah.
he is straight up. So yeah, so yeah, Batman's crazy. So it's
Okay,
back
so
to we're back to crazy Batman,
when were we not back to Crazy Batman?
but like for real crazy Batman. This is like proof of concept. This is crazy Batman.
It's crazy because he's talking in public with
Yeah.
Damien in the next room, and nobody's looking at him crazy. But anyway,
Yeah, like he'll be like straight up riding in this car with him.
right. But anyway, assassin, poison, all this shit like that. The presidential suite. We go here, and you got this fat dude right here. Who he is don't really matter. All you know is that Lord Phantom, like that, kills him, shit like that. And now you got King Panther, the Lucha Libre, talking to Vicky Vale, Vicky Vale, doing that shit basically. You never heard that before? Anyway, we go.
No, I've never heard.
Anyway, let's move past this. So anyway,
Do that again.
Vicky Vale. I thought you heard it. You've heard this before.
I have not. No.
Okay.
Sorry.
Anyway.
What's that from?
I don't know.
Czarface or something?
Did Prince do it? I don't
Who?
know. Prince.
Oh.
Prince did it.
Oh, from what? Okay. Yeah. Then I probably have heard that.
Yeah, Prince did it. I'm gonna look it up, but I think Prince did it. Anyway, you got this guy.
See the future, and it will be.
Yeah, Batman. Anyway, let's stop talking about Batman. Let's talk about Batman.
Party man.
Party man.
Party man.
All right, so we got this Lucha Libre basically talking about some shit. I get to take out this guy called Senor Sueno. And yeah, he calls himself. Let me see what is. So basically, they're supposed to have like some kind of like match. But the thing is, Senor Sueno is so evil. He like kills everybody he goes up against. Oh yeah, and King Panther calls himself the Suplex Superman. That's what he calls himself. But yeah.
Is that what that meant?
Oh what? Oh what? Sueno? No. Sueno means.
Yeah, it is. I was like wondering what that meant in Spanish, but no. It's
I think it's fool or something, or sleep or something.
Okay.
Something like that. Not Superman. No. But anyway, he kills anybody he goes up against. So yeah.
Yeah, we need a comic with him. I want a comic with him now.
Well, Senor Sueno?
Senor Sueno.
He's on his way. He's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of the assassins coming after Batman.
Yeah.
Now this, okay. So the Monarch Theater has been rebuilt because they burnt this bitch down. I want to say Joker burnt it down. Remember the whole Joker Billions, Joker War thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe it was rebuilt between, but anyway, they rebuilt it back. Why they rebuilt it, I don't know why, but anyway, rebuilt it. And it's a movie they were hosting of the most famous actress in Gotham City, or to come from Gotham City, Alice Foss. And she's being, but the movie's been unfinished because the movie's being produced by Milo Bunbury of Milomax Studios.
Milomax?
Milomax, but he's been Me Too. So,
Yeah.
He's getting a lot of allegations coming at them. So the movie's been on like that. So while they're doing that, they get fed popcorn, but it turns into popcorn and scorpions. Bam, they get killed. So yeah, by Victor. She thick as fuck. Damn, okay. I said she gonna kill Batman, but anyway. So also you got this guy, not James Bond, basically having a tryst, and he's basically going in here like, okay, my love, it's time to say goodbye. But while he goes in to be to shoot her, a bomb is in the bathroom, and bam, she's already jipped out. Spider Black is it? Yeah. So basically, we have named off. I think what we named off 4 assassins, right? Plus Oho, so that's 5. 5 assassins are coming after them right now, and they've been in town for like 72 hours. None of them got powers. They're here, stuff like that. No, it's 6. It's 6. It was 5 we named plus Oho. Okay, so yeah, all coming to kill him. None of them got powers. They're just like super trained and shit like that, and they're in Gotham right now to collect the bounty on on who, and that's when Batman smiles like, "Oh hell yeah, Bruce Wayne. They're coming to assassinate Bruce Wayne." That's why Batman's smiling. He's like, "Oh, okay, good, okay, some action." Anyway, Damien, quit talking shit to your at school. So yeah, and yeah, so Verity knows. Obviously, she knows he's Batman. So yeah,
That was just the intro.
yeah. I was like, that's the intro to shit. Like, okay,
Like 12 pages of intro or 13, 14 pages of an intro.
yeah, 14 pages. So yeah, so we are at the.
I know when it was funny because when I got to that page, I was like, wait, this ain't done yet, is it? I was, oh,
like that's a short book, like a short story or some shit.
This shit was only 14 pages long. Oh,
yeah,
no,
normally it's like towards the end, but it's like halfway through, stuff like that. So yeah, so that poison doctor and shit like that. So he's at this hotel, and then the doorman takes off the mask, and it's that other Phantom or whatever.
Yeah.
So two of the assassins meet each other right there, hit them with poison and shit like that. They're going at each other, fighting. So yeah, so he's about to stab him and shit, but before he can stab him, bam, dun, dun, dun. Man, Jorge Jimenez, man, he killing this shit.
Yeah, that shit.
Yeah, so knocks off the doctor. You know, he's throwing. He got. Oh, come on, Batman, let's go. Now, keep in mind, they're not here to kill Batman. They're here to kill Bruce Wayne. But Batman punched the shit out that old man. Anyway.
Who's trying to poison him? What the fuck?
He just trying to poison him, yeah. So the other guy got nice like that, stabs Batman. You know, Batman got that, extra armor, but it's enough to steal nickel. You know,
yeah.
Batman
throws his ass, throws him
to the top of the elevator, knocks him down, like knock it off.
Reverse body slam up on the ceiling.
Right, and then he tries to grab the doctor. The doctor still hit him with poison and shit. Yeah, and the other guy still trying to stab him too. You know, so bam, slashes Batman in the face. Batman is enjoying this shit.
That's a dope picture. That panel. That's some Frank Miller shit. Yeah,
it's Frank Miller shit right there. And man, punch the shit out this guy. Batman is having the time of his life right now, beating the shit out these people.
He took off his glove to punch him and shit.
Well, no, I think because I think the gas or the poison got on the glove, so he had to take the glove off.
Yeah, but he's punching him with his bare hand, like
yeah, to knock his ass out. So yeah. So while they fight in the elevator, shit like that, people are coming to the elevator, tap tap tap, trying to open the elevator. When it opens up, and Batman's still beating the shit out this guy. So yeah, and then so the elevator finally gets there, and it opens up, and it is Batman. He was like, "Take the next one." And then close the elevator. So yeah, I don't really know what the Minotaur is doing some bullshit. I don't really care. So yeah, I feel like it's some important shit we might need to know later on, but I don't really care. So yeah, yeah. So Batman, because like I said, he can't go to Gotham Police because he has no friends in Gotham PD because Vandal Savage runs the PD. So he trapped these guys in not the Batcave because the Batcave's gone. So wherever their base is now. So he's captured him, restrained him, stuck him in there until he can find out some stuff to do later on like that. So he was like, yeah. And she stitched him up, like I said, he got slashed in the face, slashed to the neck, and Verity. Alfred already said she's one of the best medics like in the family. So yes, she stitched him up, shit like that. And yeah, so basically she wanted to know that Batman's trying to figure out how did they get to fighting anyway. And so Verity said, well, I'm the one that dropped the dime on and said that you were at that hotel. So those whose assassins came there to kill you, but when they met each other, they started to kill themselves. So now instead of you fighting 5 assassins, you're just fighting 3. Because that ain't fair to fight 5. And they were like, okay, you can stay. That's all they needed. So yeah, because she actually helped them out. Meanwhile, we got this Joker, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because I didn't know if that dude from Doom, the fat dude from Doom, but yeah. So Joker got to let himself go, but okay. But yeah. So I guess somebody's talking to him, somebody's doing some shit, but yeah, and he's just like Joker, and at the very end he starts ha 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 laughing and shit. So yeah, and that's the book. Yeah, we already read it. We already read the other book. So yeah, so that's the book. So we have a new butler. I guess the butler is staying. I still don't trust her, but hey, Batman trusts her, so it's whatever like that. Cool ass story. Batman beating the shit out of people in the elevator, man, like that. It almost felt like that scene from Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Anybody want to get out? You know. But yeah, also 4 out of 5, man. Good strong book. You know, just I know it's leading to a better story, but it is feel like it's just Batman just beat the shit out of people in the elevator. So yeah, so that's cool. What do you give it?
No, I get a 4 out of 5.
Okay.
It felt a little convoluted at some points because they were cramming all this shit.
And
You
that's the
know,
thing about Mac Fraction. He's shoving up so many storylines in here. You
yeah,
feel like shit may be important down the road, but I don't really care
yeah.
right now.
But usually his so far each issue is almost like a one shot, almost. You know,
Yeah,
and that's what this was. Is like because it's basically we're introducing to what's it Verity.
very, yeah.
Yeah, that's basically all this book is. We're introducing her. Yeah, he throws all these assassins that are coming to kill Bruce Wayne,
Mhm.
but it's
And that's
all
what I'm saying. It's like we've only seen two, so Mr. Sueno is coming.
yeah. So, but the only reason why they're there is to show how useful Verity is going to be to them.
Right,
You know, showcase what she could. Yeah, she set them up so Batman could take them out.
right.
You know, so that's all that was. That's the whole setup of the elevator and that fight scene. It was like, oh, I heard they were coming. I, you know, I used my know-how and my connections to hire two assassins, and well, you know what I mean, and make to so you could catch them both at the same time. So, that's all this was. It's just showcasing what she can do.
Right.
You know,
Like,
so
should we trust her? I still don't, but Batman trusts her. And
yeah,
Damien trusts her. So that's the matter. So she's the new Pennyworth. So yeah.
yeah. But yeah,
All
I'll
right.
give it a 4 out of 5. It's still like this Fraction run. Like I said, I'm back. I gave up Batman for a while, and I've been on the Fraction run.
Yeah. And he's done a lot of status quo changes, but we know when Fraction's done, everything will be put back the way it was. So
Yeah, it'll
we'll
be a
see.
crisis. The
Yeah.
crisis at that.
No, of course. Yeah. Dark side of crisis. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What you got next?
I have Chachu #1.
Okay. I'm glad you talked about I didn't know this came out this week, but I was interested in this.
Yeah. So this is Amon Villani's book she wrote.
Miss Marvel.
Miss Marvel. She played Miss Marvel in the MCU, and she's a huge comic book fan. And here she gets to write her comic. Why
she
not?
was writing the Miss Marvel comics.
No, that's right. Yeah. And now this is her own creator-owned series, which I found very interesting. The fact that this takes place in the 70s and she's like.
Yeah, she's like 20 or some shit.
She's like 20. She was born in the 2000s or some shit.
Yeah, what the fuck she know about this?
Yeah. So the fact that this takes place in the 70s, okay, I'm intrigued. What do you know about this shit?
Right.
I barely know. Yeah, I was born in the 70s, but I was just a little kid. But yeah, so Chachu, I guess that means uncle in
what language?
In Pakistani, whatever she is, Pakistani. Okay. I think she's Pakistani or Hindu or something. Anyway, she's Muslim. Anyways, this is about a girl. She's Canadian. She's a teenager or like just turned 18 or something. She's supposed to be going to college in California, but she basically goes to track her uncle down, her estranged uncle, who basically was a private eye in LA, and he married like a Hollywood starlet. And basically he goes and she tracks him down. Hey, I'm your niece, and you don't know me because you left when I was little, and blah 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 blah, or before I was born. But I heard you're my uncle, and blah 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 blah, and all that shit. I wanted to meet you, and it turns out, the wife, his wife, goes missing. She's a Hollywood starlet. She goes missing. The producer, her father, is like her agent and producer. Like she's supposed to be at a big movie premiere in a couple days. This is a big movie. It's supposed to get. We're gonna get Oscars. She needs to be there. You need to find her. Blah 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 blah, and all this shit. So he has to go find her. So he reluctantly takes the girl with her, and she's like, "I can help you. I'm really into." She's a big pulp novel fan. She likes detective stories, so I can help you. So basically, they go on a road trip to go find her. She's supposedly in Vegas. So they take a road trip to Vegas to go find his missing wife. But it turns out there's some shady things going on. And we get a cut to Vegas. I don't want to spoil, but basically another actor stages her to get mugged and then saves her. And then it's all over the tabloids. Yeah, the tabloids. So this actress, the movie star, gets mugged, saved by this other actor. Her husband is nowhere to be found. And it's all over the tabloids. So pretty interesting detective story. It's a mystery.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting a crime drama. Okay.
Yeah, it's very much like a Nancy Drew meets like a Ed Brubaker kind of story.
Yeah.
So I thought it was interesting. it's a little stuffed. I feel there's a little bits overwritten. There's a lot of dialogue, a lot of crammed in dialogue, and there's a lot of panels. There's a lot of use of the 9-panel grid, and I think there's a couple pages that even more than 9 panels.
Right.
But it's still there's still cool use of panels. I think there's a lot of, and the color, like it's got cool art. I think Jordi Belair did the colors and shit.
Yeah.
So I do like the art, and the way some of the panels are laid out. Some of the layouts are really cool, and this is just a detective mystery crime story, about a girl mixed with like a coming of age. And I guess what's her face, Amani or Aman Villani. This is kind of based on her experiences in Hollywood when she first were in the entertainment industry, I guess. So she's kind of basing, it's like a coming of age mixed with like a hard-boiled detective story. And she's basing a lot of this on her own experiences. So interesting. I'll give it a 4 out of 5. I thought this was pretty cool. Something different.
I thought you were going to do like some Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Remember they had that whole thing when Cliff Booth may or may not have killed his wife?
Yeah.
And when you look at Hollywood, it's actually a lot of stories in Hollywood like that.
Yes, that's what I was trying to say.
And nobody looks into it. They just like, oh well, fuck it,
dude. I gave up trying to convince people how great that movie is because people just like to bitch about it. But that scene with his wife—that's
based on shit that happened.
Yes, you can name so many actors that have killed people, and people just look past them.
Well,
the fact,
allegedly.
Yes, he calls like my sister Natalie.
Yeah.
In that scene, she's arguing with Cliff in the scene. She says, "My sister Natalie told me not to marry you." That's a reference to Natalie Wood.
Was she the one married to Robert Wagner?
Robert Wagner, and Christopher Walken was on the boat and she drowned.
Yeah.
And no one really knows what happened. No one knows what happened. That's, and the actress that played Cliff's wife is Rebecca Gayheart. She was a teen model. Mm-hmm. She killed some guy in a car accident in real life. So
hell, I think Halle Berry killed somebody.
Matthew Broderick killed somebody.
Yeah, and it just happened.
That's the whole thing is like that, and that's the scene where like nobody wants to work with Cliff.
Right.
And that's just a comment on that movie had that how people tend to forgive celebrities.
Yeah, they literally get away with murder.
Yes, and that's the whole comment on that movie. But everyone bitched about, Tarantino didn't let women speak in his movie. He's a piece of shit.
Right.
Well, he's a piece of shit for other reasons, but
right. Like, but yeah, one of the Kennedys, Ted Kennedy.
Yeah.
Nobody know what happened to his wife.
Yeah.
So
shit.
It keeps happening.
William Shatner's wife drowned in their pool and shit.
Yeah, like nobody says anything and shit like this, whatever. So
So there's a lot of shady shit going on in Hollywood, and people just tend to look past it. You
heard about Travis Scott, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Amongst other.
Right.
So but anyways, this kind of like deals with the shady side of Hollywood. LA Confidential. And
there've been entire shows about that.
Oh yeah. So obviously there's some shady shit going on behind the scenes involving the wife, and they're going to go look for her. But obviously she's also trying to connect with her family, this uncle of hers.
Yeah. And
it's probably going to reveal secrets of her family and and all that stuff. So it's interesting. I'm intrigued.
Like the storyline, the premise, she got a lot of meat on the bone with this.
Yeah.
Like she can work with this. So
yeah, it sounds like, and I say like it sounds like she's drawn off real life experiences and putting it into a detective story. A murder, or it's not a murder, and she's not dead, but she's looking for, they're trying to find this wife who now is there's something going on. So I thought this was pretty good. I'll give it a 4 out of 5.
Shit, ain't no telling, but
yeah. So
nice. Okay, Mom Villani. Okay, I see you working out there. Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, because she could easily. Well, yeah, she worked on the Ms. Marvel, but like the fact that yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah, she's a huge Marvel fan. She could have just easily worked on another superhero book or something. But the fact that she chose to write a detective story about a girl, a coming of age story mixed with a detective mystery in the 70s, like, okay, you're not.
See, the thing is, when they get these celebrities that work for Marvel, we know it's a gimmick, man. Like, okay, Method Man's writing a whatever comic, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
when you're an image, you got to prove your worth. You got to prove
Yeah.
that you belong there. This
Yeah.
don't gimmick shit. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, wow, okay, she could have easily did a superhero story, but she chose to do this.
So it's not like she wants to be taken seriously as a comic
Yeah.
writer.
And the good writing. Like I said, it's a little stuffed,
Yeah.
you know, but she does have a good voice. You can tell the wit and the banter of the inner voice because there's a lot of narration going on. You know, so you can see she's having fun. You know.
Okay. Hell, I'm curious. So
yeah.
All right, my next story. Is this my book of the week? It might be.
Is it?
Okay. So I'm gonna do a first for this podcast, Eli.
Okay.
That you haven't even done.
Okay.
I'm reviewing a Valiant book.
Oh.
We are Get Valiant, baby. We are back.
Did I not do a Valiant book? I could have sworn I did a Valiant book sometime.
Did you? Okay.
Maybe
you did one time.
Did we do a blood sport? Not blood sport. Bloodshot.
Well, that's what I'm doing. I'm doing Bloodshot.
Bloodshot. Yeah, that's the character's name.
Yeah. Because I'm also doing Bloodshot. But I'm also not just only doing Bloodshot. I'm also doing nope, not that. Not that.
Oh, you're doing a crossover.
I'm doing a crossover. Oh. Yeah. Street Fighter versus Valiant.
Okay.
Yeah. So we get a face-off thing that's going on to see what's going on. So this is where we're at right now, and is Bloodshot versus Cammy.
Okay.
So if y'all don't know who Cammy is, y'all are not on Street Fighter, but don't worry, I will catch y'all up and let y'all know because she is a staple of the series. So
I'm sure you've seen lots of girls dress up as it.
Yes, I have. And yeah,
I meant the audience.
Yeah, we're going past that.
But I'm sure. Yes, we have.
Yes, we have. I'll throw some cosplay later on. You know, we'll do a competition. But yeah,
we have to do our research sometimes.
Yeah,
for science.
And I do this shit any random time. Just normally I would do it, but why I didn't do it this time?
Yeah,
you gave me a good idea that I should have thought about it. But
there's science to it.
I'm too busy in the story. So
yeah, the plot. Yeah, we're into the
right. Anyway, let's get to it. Let's go back. Street Fighter versus Valiant. Let's go. Let's talk about it. All right, so the book starts off with starts off with Bloodshot. He's in Uganda, hunting down something. We don't know what he's doing. He takes a fly, eats it, some shit like that. But doing it, and I can't zoom in on this, okay? In the scope of his rifle, he sees somebody diving right at him. And who is it? Cammy. See, this is why I should have got
in her uniform. That's her uniform.
Yeah, this is regulation. So
yeah, that's the required uniform for her service.
Exactly. Now, what is she doing? She's also in Uganda because Shadow Lu, who is M. Bison's evil organization, shit like that. They're in there doing so. They got an evil lab in Uganda, and when she get there, she finds a gorilla with her cub murdered. And so she pulls out a knife, seeing what's going on. She's like, and the next panel, she sees, bam. So Bloodshot saw Cammy in the thing right there. So like, oh, she's diving in, shit like that. You know, hit it with the cannon spike. That's a move in the game. You know, and Bloodshot like, oh shit, okay. So Bloodshot is trying to, you know, stab her, get it, shit like that. Oh, let me give you some backstory on Cammy for those who don't know what's going on. Okay, let me go back. So, for those who don't know who Cammy is a good guy in the series. However, she started off as M. Bison's #1 assassin. She's actually cloned from him. She's like one of his clones / concubines type. I'm not going to get into the weird shit like that. But she was the leader of his group called the Dolls. Maybe they had some shit like that. But anyway, like 12 of them shit like that. She was known as Killer B. So even though she was mind controlled, flipped over to the good side, so now she runs around with Kenny Ryu and guys like that. But the thing is, half of the people in the game of Street Fighter want to kill her because of the fucked up shit she did when she was under control of M. Bison. They remember her from that. So yeah. Anyway, back where we are now. So they're fighting, dodging, and Cammy takes out a knife, stabs Bloodshot in the not in the chest, not the heart, but in the chest. And she thinking that's it. Okay, he's gonna bleed out. It's gonna be it. And he's just like, okay, you done? She's like, the fuck? Oh, so she knows who Bloodshot is. Apparently, Bloodshot is like this big thing. He's been this weapon. He's like the number one thing. She's like, okay, so since you're good and I'm good, and we're both looking for the same people, So they did the whole superhero fight thing. Now let's find out who we need to go up against. So now they go, and they got this big ass gorilla charging at them that's got a Shadow Lu symbol on them, and it punches the shit out of Cammy. Bloodshot opens up on the back, but when he opens up on the gunfire, it heals up immediately and punches Bloodshot. So the gorilla has the same powers as Bloodshot. So that ain't good. So what
Gorilla
Bloodshot,
shot.
did I say right? Moonshot, Bloodshot.
I said gorilla shot
Oh, gorilla shot. He ain't got a gun, but yeah, which would be
Or-
cool if he did. Yeah,
or blood rilla or something.
blood really combined. We'll workshop it. So Bloodshot, I guess he got some techno powers or some shit like that, and he electrocutes him or some shit like that, and the gorilla just runs off. You know. And so they find that, so that's why they're at this base right now, because they found out that whatever this base is doing, they're replicating Bloodshot. They're trying to make another Bloodshot soldier and to put them in animals. So yeah, so they find out they find the doctor that did the shit. He like, don't worry about that electricity shit like that. Once I tweak this and do the shit like that, that shit won't work anymore. So I have to do that. Can I please go back to my home and see my family again? And then you got, I know you want to Shadow Lu's, most cruelest generals, but can I please go home? And then the Shadow Lu general comes at him and bam, stabs him in the chest. And it's Vega.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
yeah, Vega is one of M. Bison's top dudes, whatever like that. So Bloodshot and Cammy running at him, and Cammy's just like, don't worry, he's mine. I got it. And she's like, Bloodshot, you take on Vega. And Vega's like, oh yeah, come on. So basically Vega's telling the evil plan and shit like that, like, yeah, we come to replicate Bloodshot 2.0 and slashes Bloodshot in the face. And this panel right here is pretty awesome right here. Let's fucking spin this out.
I'm going to say the art in this book is pretty cool.
The art in the book is pretty cool. So Bloodshot is like swinging at Vega, and Vega is doing his moves from the game. That flip he's doing right now, in the game, you have invincibility frames when you do it. So Bloodshot can't hit him. And he basically telling him, yeah, so he basically telling him that, yeah, Bloodshot, you were the greatest thing that science has ever seen, but the thing is, you can be improved on. And that's when Bloodshot punch him in the face like that. You talk too much, and Vega's just like, oh, how dare you touch my beautiful, perfect face. So then he slashed him in the gut and shit like that, and so he's like getting some good shots in on Bloodshot. Meanwhile, Cammy is trying to save that doctor. The doctor calls that gorilla Pale Shadow, I think was called it. And Pale Shadow runs at Cammy, and Cammy jumps out the way while he smashes the doctor in half and shit. Smashes at him. Does her cannon drill, and hooligan combo and all her special moves and shit like that. Because Bloodshot's trying to tell him that the only way you can kill this gorilla, you got to hit him in enough fatal shots to take him out. You overload his system, it'll kill him. So she's about to take him down. She's like, okay, all I got to do is hit him with my super, and he's dead. Because that's what he get for killing his family, because he was under control of Shadow Lu. Now, Cammy is getting flashed because you realize the gorilla was under M. Bison's mind control, just like she was. So she can't bring herself to kill the gorilla because she's like, it's not his fault. So she's empathized with him, so shit like that. So meanwhile, while Vega and Bloodshot going at each other, he was like, and Bloodshot like, what you think this is? A street fight? I'm gonna kill you, shit like that. That's when Cammy jumps in, takes on Vega, and she was like, you fight the gorilla, and find a way to heal him and shit like that. So what and so the gorilla rips off Bloodshot's arm. It starts with, so what Bloodshot does is take his exposed arm, what's left of his nub of his arm, and shoves it in the gorilla's mouth, and it like overloads his system. And Cammy and they're busting into like that, and yeah, and that's when Bloodshot grabs Vega, bam, and body slams him, and is about to stomp a hole in his head, and then Cammy says, "Stop! Don't do it. Let the gorilla do it." And all you hear is yeah, hollering and shit like that. So now you got Cammy, Bloodshot, and the gorilla walking, and he's doing all this shit like that. And Bloodshot gets in the helicopter and rides off. Meanwhile, Cammy's team, Delta Red, shows up and they capture Vega. He gets stomped out by the gorilla, and they leave the gorilla at the end. Yeah. So that's the story. Oh, there's also a story with Dawson and Ninjak, but I don't know what the fuck a Ninjak is, so I didn't bother reading.
Is it Ninja or Ninjak or Ninja K?
I don't know. Who's gonna get Valiant to answer that question? I don't know. They know.
Yeah, they do know.
But they don't exist anymore, I don't think. But, yeah. So yeah. So that's what's going on with them. I really like this story. I thought this was gonna be like a whatever story, but I kind of like this. It had action. It had frames. Like a lot of panels were like straight out of the game and shit like that. The story's fast-paced action. You had Vega doing Vega evil bad guy shit. Hey, what more can you ask for? So yeah. So yes. So now we are. So since this is the new Get Valiant podcast, I rate this book 6.5 out of 5 because it's Valiant. That's why. So yeah. Anything else you got or?
No, I'm booked out. I thought the new mask was going to come out, but I guess it's not coming out till next week.
Oh, you talking about the toy mask? I thought you talking about the Jim Carrey mask.
Oh no.
Okay. Oh, should I didn't get that? But yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I gotta get caught up with the Absolute Superman. That shit sounds wild as hell. But yeah. All right. So next week, I guess we got 2 things we got to talk about. We're gonna talk about X-Men '97 finale, if we know what the fuck is going on in that show.
You'll talk about it. I'll be just like, yeah, I watched it.
Whatever. You the X-Men expert on the show, man. You know all this shit.
Not anymore. The last few episodes, like, I don't know what the fuck's going on
Let's
anymore.
go deep in it. Like you don't know what the externals are, but yeah. And we're gonna talk about Lanterns because that comes out also. So
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I'll watch that.
So see what that goes on. Man, I get to talk about Green Lantern lore. Eli, you don't know how much I've been wanting to talk about that.
Oh yeah, there you go. Man.
I get to go balls deep in this shit. So yeah. All right. But other than that, we're gonna bring some other stuff like that. Like I said, if you listen this long, let me see if I can do that thing again. Do the thing. And yeah. Like, share, subscribe. Ooh, look at that. Them graphics. We'll come back next week. Until then, this is Leroy.
This is Eli.
We talk to you guys next week. Same bullet time, same bullet channel.
SPG!